Let's go to Dana Marie McNichol,
No.
who's live outside the courthouse. And Dana Marie, do we know the timing of the reading of the verdict at this point?
John, I just have a lot of breaking news in terms of the sequence of what happened right after the verdict was read. Now, it is quite shocking. As the verdict was read, it appeared to our producers inside the courtroom that Routh tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. That's what it appeared to look like. Then 4 marshals dragged him out of the courtroom, took his coat off. They then shackled him at the waist and ankles, and then they brought him back into the courtroom. So again, this just in from our producers, as the verdict was being read, Routh tried to hurt himself in the neck with a pen. Now we just saw that emotional reaction from that daughter, and now we know exactly why. So when Routh was brought back into the courtroom, that's when her daughter stood up, started yelling and screaming. She said to her father, "Don't do anything. I'm going to get you out of here." This is what our producers are telling us just into the newsroom. She also screamed many expletives, and that's when we saw her run out of the courtroom. The video that we were seeing just moments ago of her not wanting to speak with the media, her evading the media, and then running off camera, as you see there. So just very, very shocking news. Our producers are still inside learning, hoping to get more. But after he appeared to hurt himself, he was then brought in by those marshals, John. So we're tracking this breaking news very, very closely and looking to see what comes next.
All right. For a man to
I'm just curious, did she think that he had a chance? Is that what she was thinking? She was thinking that there's a 50-50 chance or a 60-40 chance? Like, what was she thinking? Did she think that she actually, what do you mean don't worry, don't do anything, I'm going to get you out of, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? What are you going to do? Are you going to break him out? Do you know a lawyer that was, that nobody else knows about? I mean, how are you going to help him? What's going on here?
Ted, Ruth's son. Oh, yeah, here apparently is Ryan Routh's son leaving. Doesn't seem to be quite in the same state of mind as the sister was. But, for a man who says he's incapable of violence, to try to stab himself in the neck would seem to run counter to that argument. Again, we saw the daughter run out. She was screaming expletives. She was clearly upset at what had transpired. She believed that her father was innocent. Whether or not she believed everything that he said, or she just held that belief from the beginning, we don't know. But these are the children of Ryan Routh.
Obviously, John.
She really seems upset. Like, okay, this just doesn't make any. What was she thinking? What was the Ryan thinking? Like, none of this makes any sense to me.
The details of how Routh reacted obviously gives more color to their reaction. They all, as children, as his children, the daughter and the son, just witnessed their father clearly take a pen and try to stab himself in the neck. What they witnessed obviously was very difficult for them. But we obviously are waiting on more details to come out of that courtroom. But Paul, the picture that we are hearing happened after the verdict was read was really something. Reading it directly from here, as the verdict was read, Routh appeared to try to stab himself in the neck with a pen.
There's a bigger thing going on here, and it has become apparent, and it's blatant, and it's kind of in your face, and liberals feel as though there should be no consequences for their actions. They feel as though, why should I have to pay? I was only trying to, gun down the prime candidate for the GOP. I don't understand why I'm the one that has to pay a price here. Like, what's going on? Like, where do these are stunted children in grown-up bodies. Mommy and daddy never made them pay any consequence at all. Or it's the opposite. They went overboard with the discipline. Either way, there is this sense that I shouldn't have to pay for my bad decisions. I shouldn't have to pay. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I can only give you, my understanding, okay? Those marshals that tackled him, wrestled that pen out of his hand, put him in shackles and brought him back into court, that was an act of mercy. Because had he deleted himself right then and there, from everything that I can see, he's not even close to being a Christian. And there is only one way to get in. And it is possible that he goes into prison and actually comes to terms with his eternal life. I'm not kidding. Still, what are you talking about? Liberals don't believe in consequences. So they think that once they die, they're going to go into a great big nothingness. But when you actually break that down, it's like, so you're saying you can go through an entire lifetime, make poor decisions, and then when you check out, there's nothing to pay. It defies logic. It defies science. It defies science. There is cause and effect. Everyone knows that. So why would you think that your soul, which is your realm of your mind, can actually exist and bring forth horrible things, or somebody, maybe you did some good things, but to think that you can live a life and not pay a consequence for that life is insane to me. It's unscientific. There is no great nothingness. You're not cheating anything. Now, once again, and I'm just being honest, I can only give you, Bible. But people think that, because I say things like this, like, hey, man, he become born again Christian. God has captured worse. God has rescued worse. Okay? Here's the thing about coming to God. People think mistakenly, like Mike Bloomberg said, I know that I'm going into heaven because of all the great stuff I did. It's like, dude, are you out of your people? I understand, you're secular, so you don't have a clue, which is okay, fine. God is only interested in your heart. Do you know that there is a gal in the Bible named Rahab? And do you know that the Bible has her in the book of Hebrews? Her story appears in Joshua, but when the story of Rahab is told in Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, she's this amazing woman with one tiny caveat, and it mentions it every single time. Every single time they mention Rahab, they give her occupation: the harlot, the prostitute, the hoe. Every single time. At least the ones that I see her being mentioned, Rahab, the harlot. It's found favor with God. Imagine being a pastor. You are a pastor, and you think, I know I'm getting it, and a prostitute is welcomed in, and you're locked out. Imagine you thought you were on your solid ground, only to find out no, and a prostitute enters and you are locked out. Because God doesn't care about your money, what you do, what you did, how you said it. He only cares about your heart. And if God can capture your heart, you are in. So I'm sorry, I have to point this out. That was an act of mercy. And I'm telling you, it was God. It was God. And I hope that he comes to the knowledge of Christ. Because there are consequences for the life you lived. Sorry. Actually, sorry, not sorry. That's how it works. It's amazing to me these liberals don't think that they're ever going to have to pay for anything. Like the consequences, there are no consequences for them. That's why you see them crying and slinging snot about being fired, because you were dancing and celebrating someone being murdered. Like, how are you surprised that you got fired? They don't believe in consequences. That's why he tried to delete himself. It's like, sir, don't do that. What's on the other side is not going to be pleasant nothingness. All right. I know what you're thinking. Stu, I think you need to calm down. Stu, I think you're too excited. Stu, let it go. I understand that. But when I see stuff like that, I know that there are eternal prices to be paid. And I would rather him not have to pay it. I would rather that he get the deal that I got. I would rather he get the deal that I got. I was no more deserving of it than he is. I am no more deserving of that gift of salvation than he is. It's not like he's looking like, wow, I tell you what, that's Stu. He said, hey, Jesus, that's Stu. I got to tell you, I really, really admire him. He's really something. I mean, take a look at him. I mean, we got to let him in for sure. But that Ryan guy, that doesn't happen. Okay, the only reason I know and I'm secure in my salvation is because I'm not here. Okay, I'm going to end with this. When you arrive at the pearly gates, please don't make the mistake of handing Peter or God or Jesus your resume. Don't do that. Don't give him your CV. Plead the blood, thank God for Jesus Christ, and ease on in. All right, that's it for now. If you like the video, smash the like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.